What if I told you that automating your SEO keyword research could cost less than a cup of coffee and take less time than brewing it? Let me show you how. Hey, I'm Lucas, and in this video I'm going to show you step by step how to automate your SEO keyword research using simple tools that save you time, money and frustration. By the end of this video you will know how to set up a cheap but effective system to generate valuable keyword insights. We will build a fully automated workflow to research, organize and refine SEO keywords using Airtable, Make and DataForSEO. Manual keyword research can be time-consuming and error-prone. With automation, you free up valuable hours, cut down on repetitive tasks, and ensure your SEO strategy is driven by real data, helping you rank higher and faster. So, what you will learn: how to capture initial keyword ideas in Airtable, how to integrate DataForSEO into Make.com scenario to fetch keyword metrics like search volume, competition, cost per click, etc., and how to enrich your keyword data automatically. The tools we need to build our systems: first of all, it's Airtable. It acts as a dynamic database to store all keywords, suggestions, analysis, and basically all the data. Also, it's easy collaboration tool for teams. Airtable is great to start even if you are working alone, and it will still work great if your team grows. Of course, you can build the system with different tools like Notion, ClickUp or Monday. Second, it's Make.com. It's the automation platform which we will use to connect Airtable and DataForSEO. It manages data flows and ensures each step happens automatically. And last but not least, it's DataForSEO. It's a powerful API designed to provide SEO-related data including keyword research, rankings, search volumes, competition analysis, and even more. DataForSEO is used by many platforms and software around the internet. We will use this API for retrieving keyword details, suggestions, and ideas. Before building the automation, we will set up an Airtable base with multiple tables. Here's how to structure them. In Airtable, let's start with the first table that we will use for our system. Let's rename this table to initial keywords. Click Save. And now we don't need those two columns, so let's delete them. We will need status column, but let's edit it and change new pending processed. Okay, save. Now next field will be language. Yeah, it will be single line text, create field. Next column will be location. Again, single line text, create field. Name will be our initial keyword. DataForSEO for any automation or any call to API requires us to provide language and locations. So those three fields are crucial for any further steps. Now let's extend this table a bit for columns that we will auto-generate and auto-populate during the automation. Let's create keyword difficulty. It could be a number. Next is search volume, also number. Next is cost per click and make currency for that. The next one is a competition. We will use short text for that. And finally, we will need a button that will trigger our automation. Let's keep the URL formula empty for now. So create field, okay. Invalid formula, okay. Formula, let's keep it simple as empty text, create. Let's move our generate button next to language or location maybe. Also, we can edit it and change the text to generate. Let's change the color to solid blue and save. Perfect. Our face table is ready. We need a couple more, so let's start creating more tables. Add or import, start from scratch. Let's call it keyword suggestions. Save. We don't need any of those, so let's delete. Create new. It will be initial keyword. Initial keyword. It will be linked to another record and it will be linked to initial keywords. We don't want to allow to link to multiple records. It will be only one initial keyword for each row here. Create field. Lookup fields will be name and add one lookup field. Okay. Next one will be keyword difficulty and it will be number. Create field. Next is search volume, also number. Next is cost per click, which will be type currency. Competition, single line text. Search intent, which will be single select. Create field, we can edit it. Add options like informational, navigational, commercial, and transactional. Click save, check if it works. Perfect. Our second table is ready. The third one will be keyword ideas, but the structure will have exactly the same as keyword suggestions. So let's click duplicate table, and just rename it. Keyword ideas. Last table, we can also duplicate, just rename it to SERP data. Save. We don't need all those columns, so let's delete them. Now let's add rank number, which will be number. We don't need decimals for this one. Next is URL, which will be type URL as well. Description might be long text. Create field, type, single line text, and create. And finally, small adjustments. So rename the name to title. And also rename initial column, first column for keyword ideas to keyword idea. And let's do the same for keyword suggestions. Before moving to Notion, let's quickly go to DataForSEO platform. You can register and log into this platform using link down in the description, but what we will need. First of all, you need to register and you need to make sure that your balance is positive. You will start with $1 balance, so that should be enough for testing, but if that's not enough, you should add some funds. When you will log in, you will be on the dashboard. You will need to go to API access because those are fields that we will need later to set up API connection in make.com. Email as API login and API password you need to send by email so you can use it later in Make. Now over to Make. In make.com, we will start with creating a new scenario and naming it correctly. Always remember to name your scenarios correctly, to organize your workplace and keep everything in nice and tidy way. Let's call it SEO keyword system. Let's start with trigger. On generate click, we will generate keyword ideas, suggestions, and SERP data. Okay, now our trigger. For this scenario, we will use Webhook as our trigger. So let's select webhooks and custom webhook. We need to create a new one. Let's call it correctly. I usually use the same as the first part of the scenario. So it will be on generate click, save, copy address to clipboard and save. Right now we need to quickly jump back to Airtable and edit the generate button. Here, our webhook URL and add some small adjustments. So we need to add question mark ID equal now ampersand and record ID. Save and test our webhook. So we can run once, go back to tutorial and click generate. As you can see, the request was accepted. So now to make, and here we have our ID, which we will use later to retrieve all the data required to run the scenario. Next, we need to get the information, the initial keyword from the Airtable. So let's add Airtable module, get a record. Make sure to set up your connection correctly. Select the database. We are using the tutorials base and initial keyword table. The record will be the ID from the webhook. Click save, auto align to make it pretty. Run once and test it. Okay, let's use learn automation keyword. Also, let's adjust our column to initial keyword. Save. Our status should be new. We can also edit this field to make new default. Language will be English and location will be United States. Let's click generate. It was accepted. So let's see in our scenario if we got the row correctly. The status is new, language is English, United States. Perfect. Next step is to signalize in Airtable that our process has started. So we need to update the record. Again, we need to select our base and table. Our record ID is still the ID from the webhook. What we want to change is status to pending. Save the line and test it. Cool, it passed. So yeah, it's pending. Perfect. Okay, because we will populate a couple different tables with different data, we will need to have a bit different flows. For that, we will start with router and we will have 3 different paths. The first path will be about populating data in our initial keywords table. So let's start with adding DataForSEO module, and we want keyword difficulty. Get keyword difficulty. Let's add item. Our item will be initial keyword from get record module, location, and language, also language. Save. Now, next step will be also DataForSEO, but this one we need get Google search volume. Item again, initial keyword is location from database, and language is language from database. Let's save and run this module so we can see what we will get. Generate is accepted, so we can close. As you can see, we have results. So let's check in tasks. We have our task and results. Keyword difficulty is 6. And let's check results for research. We have competition, we have search volume, so all the information we need. Now we can populate the Airtable information, update record, select base and table, record ID. Again, let's use the initial one. Initial keyword, we should keep this one, status, language and location empty. Keyword difficulty module. The result, items and keyword difficulty. Search volume will be from the second module. Let's find the search volume. Cost per click here. Competition, we are using text, so we will use text competition. And let's click save. We can test if it will work correctly. So run once, go to Airtable, click generate, and let's check our scenario. As you can see, we have all the informations updated in Airtable. We can clean this up and let's go back to make. Next path, we will generate keyword suggestions. So let's search for keyword suggestions. We will use again location from our database, language, and the keyword as initial keyword. Limit, it's up to you. I will start with 10. And let's keep everything else as default. So let's click save. We can test this module only to see what will be the output. Let's put location United States, language it will be English. And the initial keyword we use learn automation. Let's check tasks. And here you can see 10 results. So it will be learn about automation. And for each result, we have also details like keyword properties, info, SERP info, so everything we will need to populate the database. So now, because it's an array, we will need to use iterator to run this multiple times. So in flow control, we need iterator. Our array will be not tasks itself, but we will need to go deeper, results, items, and yeah, items will be our array, auto line. And now we will create a record. Create a record, we need to select base as usual. Table, this time it will be keyword suggestions. Keyword suggestion will be keyword from the previous step from the iterator. Initial keyword, we need to put the ID of the initial keyword here. Keyword difficulty, we need to find keyword difficulty. Again, remember it should be from iterator. Search volume, cost per click, competition, and search intent. Perfect. Let's click save. Our third path will be keyword ideas. So let's search for ideas module. Again, add keyword will be initial keyword, location, language, limit up to 10. Save. Run this so we can use, so we will have all the information to use this in next module. So initial keyword is learn automation, location is United States, and language is English. Okay. Again, we have all the information in the results in items. So Also, we will need iterator, and array will be items. Save. Again, we will create a record. Base will be tutorials, and the table keyword ideas. Keyword idea will be keyword. Keyword difficulty, let's search. Search volume, cost per click, competition, and intent. Cool, let's click save. And I forgot about final path for SERP data. So let's add this, search for SERP, get parsed SERP. Again, keyword is initial keyword, location, language, device is up to you. You can keep the default depth. I will set to 10. Click save, run this module. Initial keyword is learn automation, location United States and language English. Okay, what we have in the results. Again, we have items and list of SERP data. Again, because it was an array, we need iterator. In iterator, we need to put items from the result. Save. And again, we will create record. Oh, I think I forgot to add initial keyword. Yeah. So let's add the initial keyword ID in our previous step. Let's check here. We have that. Okay. Create record. The last one. Base is tutorials. Table SERP data. Now title will be title from the iterator. Initial keyword, we need to put an ID. Rank number will be rank absolute. URL is the URL. Description from the iterator. And type, we can click save. Okay, and there will be one final path, which will be to update our initial record. Okay, we don't need this one. And it's not create, but it will be update. Let's connect that to router. Tutorials, initial keyword, ID is the ID, and we need to update the status to be processed. I think we can also select, yeah. Save, align, and let's test. So run once, go back to our Airtable, click generate, it's accepted, jump to make, and yeah, we have an error. So let's check what's the issue. Insufficient permission to create new select option. Okay, I know what's going on. So in our keyword suggestions, we have search intent where we prepared the field, but probably they doesn't match. So what we need to do is in mail.com, change the permission, smart links to yes. It will allow to create any items on select that are required. So we'll click save. Also, let's do the same for the ideas. Save, and that should be okay. Run once. Let's go to initial keyword again and generate. Perfect. Now we can see it's running. It's actually generating. So probably in a couple seconds, we will see the final results. Yeah, it's processed. So let's see keyword suggestions. As you can see, we know that it's for the initial keyword learn automation. We have a couple different suggestions with all the information required. Probably there were missing cost per click for those. Let's check keyword ideas. Also beautiful, all the research ideas, as well as for SERP data with URL and type, intent. Great. The only step that's left in mail.com is to save the scenario and switch to run immediately as data arrives. Save. We can go back, and our scenario is ready. Okay, we have our system ready. So right now all that left is to clean up a bit and add nice view to see our research. So first of all, we need to adjust the names of the columns because they are not adjusted to names of the tables that we created. As you can see, we have keyword suggestions copy and copy. So let's rename it to keyword ideas and SERP data. And finally, let's build a nice interface to present our research. We will use record review. Next. We will use table initial keywords. We can filter by status because we want to present only processed, for example. You can do whatever you want. Let's click next. And let's select all the information here. Next. Set the name. It's keyword research. Finish. And here you have beautiful publish it. Yeah, you have beautiful view of the research that we just did. Maybe we can adjust a bit those. Yeah, we can adjust what we will display here by adding all the information. Same for keyword ideas, as well for SERP data. And finally, if we want, we can build a quick form to actually create initial keywords. Of course, we don't need all those information, only we will need the initial keyword, language and location, new initial keyword, finish, and publish. Cool. And yeah, you can see research result. You can create new initial keywords, and from the database, you can generate on any initial keyword to get all the information from DataForSEO database. So let's zoom out and see how everything ties together. Start by adding a single keyword in Airtable. Just drop your initial idea into your Airtable base. No complicated forms. You can use form you created, but it's not required. Next, automated data fetch. The moment you save that keyword, makes jump into action. It connects to DataForSEO on your behalf, pulling in all those critical metrics like search volume, cost per click, competition, and even SERP insights. Finally, instant organization. New keyword suggestions flow right back into Airtable, so you always have an updated list of fresh ideas. You don't have to copy and paste anything. The system does the heavy lifting. That's the beauty of automation. Once your workflow is set up, you barely lift a finger. Adding a keyword, checking your database, and go through valuable SEO data becomes a breeze. With these steps, you have a fully integrated process that turns a single seed keyword into a wealth of organized insights, all without spending hours on repetitive research. We've built an automated SEO workflow using Airtable, Make, and DataForSEO that can expand your keyword lists and provide valuable metrics, saving you hours of tedious research. If you found this helpful, hit the like button, share it with a friend who needs an SEO boost, and subscribe for more tips on automating your business processes. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next video where we will dive even deeper into content automation and advanced AI integrations. Got question or idea for automation you wanna see in next video? Drop them in the comments.